Hebu kuja uangalie hii. Nini iko? Leta tissue. Iko na nini?
Acha niangalie kwanza.
Usinifije na makucha.
Sawa. Sasa daktari akienda kukutibu, nataka kuona kwanza ndio nikwambie.
Wewe unaumiza.
Tunatoka kadogo. Utapaka spirit. Kesho.
Mimi nitakunywa hii chai moto kweli. Iko wapi sahadini? Mimi sikunywangi chai mingi hivyo.
Nimekuwekea kijiko moja.
Lakini hii chai ni mingi.
Gani? Chai yako ndio hii. Chai yako ndio hii. Hiyo ni yangu.
Ui. Killian, what are you saying? Tissue, go and bring. Give me this one. Bring tissue from the kitchen, please. You should have brought many so that you can put. This kid nowadays. We want to start teaching Killian. Oh, my phone has. We want to start teaching Killian how to do housework. This idea of expecting everything for a woman to do in the house. No. Killian is usually excited to be sent. Give me. Killian is excited to be sent. Whenever you are sending him, he's so excited. He runs like crazy. I've heard some ninis over here. So much more than a brother to me. Sasa umeacha hizi vitu kama umefungulia kwa nini? Nasema umeacha chapati kama umefungulia kwa nini?
Ilian.
Ui, Yesu.
Ilian. Kaa. Funga necha hapo. Na nikumbushe nilete mashini uniolewe.
Guys, we are here with my husband and my family. We are here. I want to answer a couple of questions that some people have been asking regarding. Umeniwekea sukari?
Kijiko moja na nusu.
Umesikia wapi?
Unatumanga mbili siku hii.
Some people are asking questions regarding financial aspect of my family, and most of you guys wants to know exactly what does my husband do to contribute towards running my household, since it seems like I'm the one who seems to be doing 1, 2, 3. Guys, my husband doesn't have a proper job right now, so he has a job, a business, but it's not doing very well. That I can even depend on him 100% to do 100% of payment of the bills in my house. So that is not something that is possible. There is no 100% bill payment when it comes to my husband. He pays where he can. Like he paid, like he helps with bills, but I do most of the bills. But he helps where he can. I know that sometimes mimi niko kwa video, mnataka kusikilizika? Nani? Anji?
Tukuwekee ile chakula nyingine iko.
Hiyo stadi. Anji, si ukuje nikutume jamani.
Tafuta na nani?
Nifalange kwa mayai. Ya kitunguu. Hivyo tu mayai na chumvi.
Na kitunguu.
Sitaki kitunguu. Kitunguu nani anakuambia anataka kitunguu? How? My husband pays part of the bills. I wouldn't say it's 50-50 because it's not. I would say that where he can, he do. But I cannot depend on him fully. No. As I said again, guys, there are different marriage dynamics. And for me, I'm married for love. I did not marry a financially stable man. My husband is not financially stable. So, I cannot expect him to go steal or to go start scamming people to satisfy my needs. Again, he cannot be too comfortable that he does not work hard. He pays a couple of bills here and there, but not all. And it's not 50-50. Majority of the bills I take care of. But he promised me that it's not going to be forever. He said things will change eventually. Because sometimes as a woman, sometimes I feel like the weight is too high on me. And I just feel like sometimes I want a break from everything, you know? And I need a break. Just because we live in Africa and we live in East Africa does not mean that life is not expensive. Right now, economy is bad for every single person. Everywhere in the world. Even now, you see that you're in America or you are in whichever part of the world you're in. If you come to Africa and you change the money that you have with you, don't think that that money is going to be too much that you're going to live comfortable for the rest of your life. No. When you come here, you change the money. Life is very fast. And to live comfortably, right now I don't live like I would like to be in a place where I'm not financially strained. where I don't even think, like sometimes I admire women who they don't pay for anything in their houses. They basically depend on their husbands for every single thing, even innerwear. Not because they can't work, but because the husband is fully responsible to pay all that. Because also the financial aspect, the weight of it all is on him completely 100%. Sometimes I wonder, sometimes I wonder how that feels like. But then again, that is not my life. Where he can, he helps. But there is something, guys. You know, I wanted to talk about this topic because actually this is a very long topic. Kile anaambia dadi asiakishe nini, ananiharibia video yangu. Unaniharibia video yangu.
Pole.
Na kelele.
Pole.
So, I'm eating chapati and tea. So, sometimes we want to, naweza si ukuje kunywa chai, utakunywa chai kama imeshapoa. Remember, I got married to someone from a different culture than mine. So culture-wise, we differ on a lot of things. And plus, me, I had lived a life that is very exposed. So I had been used to seeing men take most of the burden, financial burden in the family. I've been, like, I'm not talking about my family as per se, but I think also I've accepted the situation that I'm in currently, because I grew up in a place where my father was not really financially hands-on. He wasn't financially hands-on. There was a lot of turmoil in the family because he was not taking care of the household the way they expected him to do it. So most times he used his money to drink, and and it brought a lot of conflict in the family, because again, the wife always felt like if he comes home, he will expect food, because African wives are just hands-on. They will not let their children stay hungry simply because they have a husband who is not financially pulling up his stocks or even financially supporting the family. So I'm used to that family dynamics, but nevertheless, I know it is a toxic mindset, and you shouldn't let that be your story as well, or the path that you chose. But then again, I saw that where I was at financially, I saw that I could it will not be so bad, even if, because I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew that my husband wasn't financially up there, I knew that he was financially barely just trying. So when I got married to him, I knew. It did not cross my mind that things were going to be difficult, or I just saw it as him as a hard-working guy who is still young and who is still going to work hard. to put food on our table. But then I was so used to thank you. I was so used to, there's somebody who is telling me, let me address this person. There's somebody who is telling me, Chai R, you do not talk about your marriage or your husband like this unless you want him to leave. He's also a person with feelings. What exactly have I said wrong about him? What have I said about him wrong? Can you tell me exactly what I've said about him? Did you hear me demeaning him, or did you hear me talking anything stupid about him? Or I'm just explaining exactly the financial aspect of my family. It's not something that I am looking like, it's not something that is a taboo to me. It is not something. I cannot come here and spill all my husband's tea on the social media, but I can talk on the financial aspect of my family. Different families have different dynamics. If you feel like you have to close everything up, for me, it's not something that I'm ashamed of talking about. Or even him, he knows that I do YouTube, and he knows that I talk about many topics that affects families. So I want to talk, whatever. If you don't want to watch my video, just don't watch it. Just leave. But don't leave me a comment telling me on how you feel like I should conduct my... Actually, you are removed. You are removed, because I don't think you should not tell me how to talk or what to talk about, because who are you? You don't tell me what to talk about. I'm a grown up enough to know exactly the kind of topics I need to talk on my video, and the kind of topics that I have not to talk. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. My husband also is a human being. He have hearts. What exactly wrong did I talk about him? That is how you feel. I'm sorry that you feel that way, and I'm sorry also that I have hit a certain nerve. But it is what it is. Different family dynamics is different. Not all family are the same. Like, I'm allowed to say that my husband doesn't, for example, if he was unemployed, I'm allowed to say that he's unemployed. I'm allowed to say that he's out of work. I'm allowed. Excuse me. But then again, guys, cooler. Then again, guys, I want to tell you something. Guys, let me tell you, I don't want to rant on this video, but I don't like people telling me how to live my life. I don't. Things are not always rosy in marriages, as some people want it to seem. That marriage is rosy, you don't have any hardships. Talk about those issues. Like, for example, if my friend was to, like I would have a friend who will admire my marriage, because if they see me with my husband, the way we look good as a couple and all, and he's handsome and everything. But then again, if they want to follow in my footsteps, I will tell them exactly the struggles, the good and the bad of my dynamics. Then they will choose based on if that is what they want for themselves. Because for me, I told, like, for example, there are people who think that, like, it's something that is easy. It's not easy, because at the end of the day, me, I was used to staying by myself. I was not used to having a man tell me what to do. Like even right now, if my husband tried to like sort of tell me what I need to do, for example, anything with financial or my finances, like in marriage, a woman will always feel like her money is her money. Her money is her money. Her husband's money is their money. But then at the end of the day, a husband will always want control over their wife, you know. But then it reaches a point where you start having conflicts because you feel like you want somebody to have control over you is somebody that you feel like is above you. Financially is above you, intellectually is above you in every way. Even though we are instructed in the good book, the Bible, that wives need to submit to their husbands. But a lot of wives, especially the independent women, find it difficult to submit to their husbands because you feel like unless this man is bringing something on the table, I should not submit to them. Why should I submit to somebody who is not funding my life 100%? And you always find struggle in submitting to such a dynamic, right? So I'm just talking on my part of the story, because on my side of life, because I have been struggling. For example, I am married to a man who is from Rwanda, and Rwandese men need to have control over their families. They need to they need to know what you're wearing. They need to sort of know who you are hanging out with. They need to know what kind of company you have around you, and they need to have a say in whatever is going on. But then most of the time I have found difficult in being okay with that. Terming it control, you know. I term it control because I'm not used to, you're telling me what to do, you're telling me how to do it, or you're telling me, like for example, what can I give as an example? For example, in my life, in my perspective, I feel like you should be able to trust your woman so much that even if she decides to go on a trip with her friends, even for 1 week, you should not be saying, oh, who is she with, what is she doing? I mean, you know your wife, and you know the kind of a person she is. You know that it's not in her blood even to cheat or to mess around. But then you wouldn't allow her to go on a trip or even to go on holiday. For me, that one feels like control. To him, it feels like that is what a man is supposed to do. You don't just allow your woman to do whatever she feels like she wants to do. So the reason why I'm saying that is because there was a time I suggested to my husband, I want to go for a girls only holiday, you know. But then he said, you can't. I said, why do you tell me I can't? He said, because why would you go on holiday without me? I'm like, you can also go on holiday with your group of guy friends. To me, that feels like control, total control. And also, you feel like you're not the one who's funding that trip for me. Or you don't find my lifestyle full. Why should you tell me what to do or what not to do? That is exactly how us called independent women reason. So in most cases, you find that we are struggling with the submitting part. Because I feel like for you to be the head, I have to just sit down and flicker my toes while you pay all the bills. If you don't do that, I cannot submit to you. That is exactly how the nowadays women think. I cannot listen to what you have to say. I cannot listen to, like, you can't tell me what to do or what not to do with my life. This is my life. Yes, you're in it, but you don't dictate how I dress, where I go, who I go with. Obviously, if you are going somewhere, you have to, for me, I have to inform. I have to say, you know what, I'm going there and there. I'll come back. There used to be days that even he didn't want me to go to town to run errands by myself because he was always feeling very insecure. And that brought a lot of turmoil and made me feel like, if you don't trust me, then why are you with me? But in a certain place, I kind of try to get where he's coming from, because again, he always feels like what he got with me is something that is very rare. Not many women are nowadays are sort of, what can I say? Like, it's very rare what he got from me. Like, sort of such an independent person who has worked hard most of my life, has been able to do what and this 1 2 3 from, you know, it's like I'm coming to the marriage with everything, you know. You just need to move in, you know. So there are a lot of men, and there are a lot of competition. So according to him, he thinks that like I am such a hot cake, I can leave him anytime, and somebody can snatch me from him at any time, which is not the case, because again, I was always alone by myself. And the dating pool is not like, it's not like I walk around and people say hello, people try to hit on me, but it's not something that you can call home about. It's just the lustful people things that are going on in the society nowadays. But it's not something that I can even say leave my husband for, or go, you know. So I don't know if I'm just talking all over the place, but I think that you guys understand where I'm coming from. So sometimes when there is different family dynamics, there are people who sit up or take up for, there are women, a lot of women, even a lot of women in the society nowadays, they take up, even in the African society, it's not struggle. It's just that the other day I was thinking that, you know, sometimes you can be very stuck up thinking that you take care of everything and but right now, let's say if he was not around and I become totally ill, and I'm in my critical bed and my deathbed, the things that I think that I'm better than, the wealth or the things, you know, let me just call them what they are, what I think they are, they wouldn't help me. You know, those things are not the most important things in life. This is what I was thinking to myself, and I was just thinking that right now, if something was to happen to me, if I was by myself, I had been in places where I was even in hospital bed by myself. Right now, that is a different scenario, because I have a companion right now. Like, for example, if something happens to me, I know that he's gonna take care of me. I know that it's not always something to do with finances. I know finances is a part and parcel of life, but then again, we should not make finances be in every, you know, our mindset is just based on that. I don't know whether you can understand where I'm saying, what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, there are people who are millionaires and then they got terminally ill and then they had nothing. You know, when even Steve Jobs, when he was in his deathbed, when everything, all is done and the dust is settled, now it was just him and his health. He was writing poems and saying that it's all meaningless. Just have the companionship that you have does not mean that now he just gotta sit back and I just gonna allow him to sit back. And because I saw somebody who was commenting like he's using me, or he's you know, he's in my life to use me, he's destroying my finances because he doesn't have to pay for anything, he's using me or something like that. But in that scenario, I would say that even him, for example, if he was capable of getting me something and he has the money, why wouldn't he get? That is exactly where he's coming from. If I love you and you have something and I need something from you, why wouldn't you give me that something? Why would you keep it all for yourself, yet I need this thing? And if the desires of his heart, for example, if he tells me that I would like to have this phone, I have this small money and I need more money from the, at his point of view, he just needed that something new. He wanted it, you know. So if, let's say, you had money to, that is what, for me, I feel like it's a two-way. Like, you could want something from your husband and your husband can get it from you when he is capable of doing it. So if a wife is capable of doing it, on the other hand, it's supposed to be something that is looked down upon. Explain to me why so. Explain to me, like, obviously it's easy for you to be taken advantage of. I understand that, because that happens a lot. It is very easy. You have to be careful, because honestly, it is very easy. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to see the bright side of everything. Maybe that's what I can say. Because right now I have companion. The companion is what I was looking for. I knew exactly that I was getting myself into that. I know that there are a little bit of misunderstandings here and there, and kind of getting used to the entire dynamics, because it's something that I'm not used to in my adult life. Growing up, that is all I saw, and it was okay by then, but still it brought a lot of turmoil in the family. When the financial aspect of the family is falling onto somebody, like the weight is falling onto one person, that the other person, the one that the weight is falling on them, tends to have a lot of resentment issues. And that is the case. That is what the case with me and my family and my husband that has been happening, is like I've been having resentment issues. But at the end of the day, you know, sometimes I sat down and I was thinking to myself, because for instance, this a couple of months, it's my car that has been giving me issues, because there needed to be a lot of spare parts that needed to be fixed, to be replaced in the car, and that had really drained me financially. So it made me feel very resentful, you know. It made me feel upset to an extent. Sometimes even I feel upset. I don't want to see my husband driving my car, because I feel like I'm the one who suffered and had sleepless nights with the money going into that car, even though he were helping here and there with them a little finances and a little money, but majority of it came from me. So that then I feel like, why do you have to go a place where it is five minutes walk? Why do you have to go with the car? I feel like you don't need to go with the car every time, here and there, every day. So then that was bringing a little bit of turmoil. But then I came to understand that it is an object. It is not something that it's vital. It's an object, and you don't let it define how you feel about. I know that sometimes finances makes things very difficult in families, and finances can break or make a family or a marriage. So the person who has commented and said that my husband can leave and do you think my husband is that type of a person? Do you know there are people who will hold on to you through thick and thin? Truth, even if you speak, you know, through thick and thin. There are people who are like that. And that is him. He would hold on to you. Even me, there is nothing that can, you know, I take my vows very seriously. Whether it is that my husband doesn't have money, even if right now, if he doesn't have money, we will eat. I'm not a wife who is just gonna sit and do like this, and we don't have money, we don't have food, and why should I give him pressure? And if I'm comfortably capable of doing it, and I don't have to borrow anybody money to come and do it. So if it is companionship, when you come, two of you become one. Your money becomes his money becomes your money. So right now, let's say he doesn't have a job and I have a job, then I don't have to, like, why would I leave him, or why would I disrespect him simply because he doesn't have money? Why would I do that? Because to me, it has been a part in my life where I had never had anything. I had never had. And then plus, you see, if somebody really truly like loves you, everything in marriage belongs to both parties, and two becomes one. you do not need to explain the dynamics of you. All assets belong, everything belong, both of you. There is no. Even according to the law, that is not the case. Even according to the law, whatever you gathered from before you got married is obviously yours. And whatever you gathered after you got married is obviously for both of you. So that is not, I'm just trying to comment. You know, guys, I'm trying to just talk about the things that are actually happening. I know that my channel is about talking about these uncomfortable things, and I know there are people who would rather not talk about them. But according to me, I feel like it's very refreshing talking about such things. You know, I feel like it's something that for me it's not a big deal. You know, for me, because at the end of the day, even if your spouse doesn't have a job, I don't know your husband. All I know is what you say. Oh, here, what? That is why I said you are bringing up, because I want to. Because I want to. That is the reason why I'm bringing it up. Because I want to. That is the reason why. When I bring up that issues, it's because I want to. Are you satisfied with that answer? It's because I want to. I want to. And that is the reason why, I told you not to tell me what I can say and what I cannot say in my marriage. It is my marriage. And I can say whatever I feel like saying. I can talk about what I feel like I want to talk about, okay? So, that is the reason why I know that the financial aspect of everything in marriage usually makes people resent each other, or people get upset at each other. You're not pulling up your socks enough. You're not doing this enough. Why should I clean, cook, look after you, wash for you, do this, and then you expect me? Like, for example, there was this conversation where the ladies were talking about marriage is more beneficial to men than it is to women, simply because women are expected to give birth to babies, especially in America. Here in Africa, at least we can hire nanny services because they are very affordable. But in other parts of the world, it's quite expensive. So you find that one income household can rarely work. Usually, it's either one person is taking care of the entire household, giving birth and taking care of the entire household, so that they don't have to spend money on daycare and doing this and that. So usually you find that it's either one person is the one who is working a couple of jobs, even to take care of the family. So the people who are saying that in nowadays families, for you, both of you, to even live comfortable, you both need to work. So the ladies were actually complaining that in most cases they have men that are not good enough, even though they are doing everything that they do. They go to work, they have, like, for example, 2 or 3 children that they have to take care of. They pick up these children from the daycare. They come home, they prepare children for supper, they do homework, they do everything. Well, the husband is not yet home. So he will come home after the kids have literally slept. This woman is also expected to bring in 50-50 into the marriage, while she has to work extra, while the husband is out there doing whatever he knows what to do. Most of these men are sort of cheating and living horrible, like not good to the wives at the end of the day. So they feel like they need you to give them 50-50. You need to pay the rent 50-50, you pay the mortgage 50-50, do all these things 50-50. But again, they abandon their husband's duty at home. And the women were just saying it's very unfair. And that is exactly what is happening in most families right now. That men are just like used to sitting, like they in other words, they marry you to be their maids, take care of them, birth kids for them, take care of everything at home. They wouldn't even lift a finger to help you even run the household. For example, and I know that there are people, for example, in my household, my husband used to have that type of mentality because he comes from a family or a background where women did most of the work. Women did most of the jobs, rearing children, taking care of the household, washing, doing this, while they were just like sort of sitting back or doing work like in the garden. There is no garden here in Nairobi. There is no garden where we live. So in most cases, when I first got to know him, he was very like used to, like he was just like relaxing and having me do majority of the work. Yet I had already established this and brought this place for us to be comfortable in it, that he didn't have to work extra. So I had to sit him down, and I told him it's not gonna work with me. For me, I'm in the kitchen, you come to the kitchen, you help me out. I'm washing clothes, you come and help me out. Because it's a union, we are helping each other. We were going through such, for me to even let him understand that he need to help me out in the house. And it's not about you married somebody to be your servant. To me, it used to be, I saw that in him when we first got married. But then I told him that I really don't like that, We go to work, we come home together. Those days we didn't used to have nanny, it's just me and him. I was like, why do I have to come back and then you go inside the house and the first thing you do is grab a remote and sit on sofa? You need to come and help me, because at the end of the day, we have to make food, we have to wash dishes, we have to clean clothes. For example, we had Killian. I had to also wash his clothes because those days we didn't have a nanny. I had to talk to him and tell him that is not how it works. Because according to me, I feel like even if, like for example, if it is like 50-50 of the wife is expected to contribute towards the financial running of the house, I feel like even the husband needs to help around the house. Nevertheless, like you need to, I feel like it's also a way of bonding with each other. When you are helping out, or even you're helping out to build something. For example, if I needed a fence to be fixed or something to be fixed in the garden, I feel like him getting hands-on and doing that, I feel like it's very, very, very sexy to me. That is just what I feel. According to him, it's like, just call somebody to do that type of job. I don't want to get my hands dirty. My hands are so soft. There was a time that he was cutting grass out there and he really injured his hand because he's not used to hard work. Just pay somebody to, pay them, Then you find that these are kind of the things that I'm used to men doing easily, Just do them. Why do I have to pay someone to come and fix a simple thing? Yet you are a man of the house. So these were the things that we had to talk about, and I felt like I had to drill in his head and tell him, like, when you are in a family, especially when you come to my life, you come into my life to make my life easier, not to give me more work. Because according to me, I was feeling like you're giving me more work. You've given me more laundry. You've given me more dishes to prepare. And then after all that I have done, you also need your conjugal rights. So it made me feel like that is not how I want to be married. I feel like I need us to be like a companion, in partnership, help each other in every dynamic, financially, If you're coming home, ask me, what do you need? What is there at home? Which nowadays he does, He does. Nani auntie, kuna gasi inafaa kutolewa, nimekumbuka tu saa hii. Hiyo gasi unajua kuitoa? Isaac, siwende utoe hiyo gasi tuende nayo. So sometimes these are things that you need to talk about. These are things that are difficult, and I know that there are many people. Even before I got married, I wished I could hear somebody talking about such topics. Instead of, me, I don't care. Me, you see me, I really don't care about how you guys are gonna feel regarding my life or regarding my marriage or regarding my family. I don't care, because at the end of the day, you don't do nothing for me. Like even right now, if I fall down sick here, these people in my family are the people who are going to take care of me, not you, at the end of the day. So your opinion is very much irrelevant. So if I feel like I want to, I have this channel, and I feel like I want to talk about each and every family aspect, do not tell me not to talk about that, because again, you have the right to actually click off this video and go to the next video that you can hear somebody singing for you the music that you want to dance to, or the things that is itching your ears that you want to listen to. If they are not here, go elsewhere. You don't have to be here. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because, to me, nakuja, utoa tu gari nakuja. Nakuja, okay. So, to me, my husband knows that I do videos, okay? He knows that I talk about very difficult issue. I agree with you. What you are saying makes sense. It's socialization stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you. I had very much trouble, even when I was dating here in Kenya. I dated worse men that, like, I never found anybody like my husband. Leave alone, my husband was struggling financially, but I never found him, anybody that could match him. When it comes to a lot of things, there is always a better part or like other good things that you see in a man than just financial part. He can, like, for example, he can do other things. He does other things in this family. He buys food. Wherever he can, he chips in. Whatever, but I cannot expect him to do it 100%. Then if he doesn't do it 100%, he's not man enough for me. No. I expect him to do where he can. And where he can, he does not cross his hands and think, oh, my wife is very hardworking, he will do it. No, then, like, for example, lately, I have been, like, in financial aspect of life, of Nini, my finances have suffered a little because of my car, yeah, my vehicle. And then, plus, I was planning to save some money because I want to relocate, like, not really relocate permanently, because this house, it's like, there was a time that I will obviously retire and leave town and just simply go to live in the rural area, and I will lease this house, you know. I will lease this house. It will become my main source of income. So then I was looking forward to get money and go. I was thinking of going to a rural area, you know, find a place, a land that I can actually develop, and then also grow my own fruits, and, you know, like, where I can do a little farming. Or I'm not a farming kind of person, but you can always pay people to do it. But I was looking forward to doing that. So I had saved this money up, and plus I also don't have health insurance. So this little money that I had saved, I was thinking this money is going to go towards buying that land and also developing it. Because me, I'm not taking any bank loans to do things. I don't want, at this age, I'm now stressing over bank loans and whatnot. I don't want to do that. So I was just thinking that this is the thing that I had saved this money for. Then all of a sudden, my car started giving me gear issues. So I had to be dependent on 100% to take care of that. So that made me very sad, because now again, the money that I have put lump sum for me to take care of whatever I want to take care of, we've gone backward, because that money has gone towards purchasing a new gear. So I was very upset over it. I was so upset, and I was resenting my husband, because then again I was thinking to myself, there are women out here who have men buying houses for them, buying shambas for them, buying cars for them. And here I am with you. You can't even help me please replace a gear for my car. Kazi yako ni nini hapa? What is your job here? What are you here for? You're not even helping me do 1, 2, 3 financially. So I was yelling at him, and I was telling him that I've had enough. I don't have money. My money is gone. You're not helping me. La, la. Find a job. Find something to do. You know? And then it was bringing a lot of commotion. And for him, he just sat back and said, babe, I understand. I really understand. And I know. It makes me feel really bad to see you so upset over this kind of things. I pray God to bless me one day so that I can take care of you fully. You've done enough. Because he knows that I've taken care of my family, I've taken care of my siblings, I've taken care of everything, and now I just need to relax. I don't need to take care of anything. So I was also freaking out the fact that my health insurance, money that I had set up even to get myself a health insurance, is gone. So I was feeling very stressed, and I was feeling, akili anena wambie daddy atoe tu gari. Nani? And kuja ufungue gate gari itolewe tu. Then I was just feeling so upset, you know. I was just feeling hungry. Oh, I was so hungry. Then I had a moment. I said to myself, you know, money can always be made, you know. Money can always come back 100-fold. You don't have to have a lack mentality this much. Just release whatever you have if you had it, because at the end of the day, you cannot have the car and not fix it. You have to fix it. Even if you fix and then sell it, you fix and sell it and recover your money back. But don't get upset over this, because now again, when I am upset, my husband gets very upset. When I am depressed, he gets very, because I was in a dark place, you know, I was feeling so sad. And then also he was not happy. He was feeling so upset also and so sad. He was feeling like he's failing as a man. He's not doing the things that I need him to do, and he's not, you know, working as, you know, as hard as I needed him to work. So that, at the end of the day, made him feel so bad. Then I had an aha moment. I said, you know what? He's trying. He's trying where he could, you know. He's trying where he could. Like, even if he goes to those garages and something needs to fix, he fix something even worth 10,000. If the 10,000 is what he has, he will fix something worth 10,000. He treats my car just as his car, because he loves that car equally. So at the end of the day, wherever he can, it's not like he has the money but he's keeping it away, taking it away from me is not helping. No. When he have the money, he does what he can. What he cannot do, he sit back and get frustrated, as much as I'm also getting frustrated, because he cannot help me with that. He cannot steal money, he cannot borrow money, he cannot, you know, all those things you have to sometimes sit back and think to yourself, you know, there was a time I was sick and this guy was there for me. There was a time he was sick and I was there for him. There was a time he got sick and I was literally even washing him, taking care of him. That is when I knew that even if we get upset with each other, we fight, we get sad, we get this, I knew that at the end of the day, we got each other. Because it's not always rosy, guys. It's not always rosy in these marriages. When you see us in these marriages, it's not always rosy. And maybe most of the time you can sit back and say, she married a bum. She married a brokey, somebody who's just depending on her for everything, asking her for money. If I have the money, why can't I give him when he needs it? Same way, if he has the money, I don't expect him to tuck it away totally and not give him anything. It's like it's a partnership, it's a union, you prayed for it, you got it, now what else do you want? Just ask God to multiply your finances to help you. You have built a good friendship that will through a lot, and your communication is good. Exactly. We always talk about these things. We always say that, you know, the family dynamics are different. There are people who are fully going for rich men. They are fully going for men who have made it without them even having made a single cent. But there are people who are okay with getting a man. You know, recently I found a lady who was telling me, I just want a man, even if he's just coming home with a small sugar or small meat or small, I just want a companionship. Because I have everything I need. I just want a companionship at the end of the day. And again, there's another woman who is married to a guy who is also having a car. He's also having this, he also have this, but this guy does not give a shit about him. As a matter of fact, now already he found that other women look better than this one. Now other women are sweeter than the work that he spent 30 years with. Now, you know, there are just different family dynamics. Like, for example, you know, if you are saying that, if you talk about such things, your husband can even leave. My husband is not going anywhere because he's not that type of a person. He knows that I talk about difficult topics on these channels. He knows that I tackle every family issues on this channel. Because it reaches a point where even intimacy is not there. Because when you are resentful towards your husband, then how can you be, or even you are sad, you are depressed, you are not gonna be even have a libido to even start with. And again, in my case, with perimenopause, everything going on financially, and then you have all these ranging hormones, your body is changing, you are going through perimenopause, you are a hot mess, you know. And to me, honestly, see me, I'm not a difficult pill to swallow. As in, I'm not an easy pill to swallow. My husband is going through it with me. Because I lash out, I'm something else. You know, nowadays I lash out, I'm something else. I am something else, honestly. I am something else. If my husband can open his own channel and tell you guys about me, you guys are going to say, my God. But it's because I'm lashing out. I want baby girl treatment and there's no baby girl treatment. I need to be treated like a small baby. I've had enough of treating everybody and taking care of everybody. I don't want anything. I just want I don't want even my body. Leave my body alone. Just leave me, because I am struggling. I'm alone. I am typically single. I'm struggling. I don't have money. You don't have money. We are not helping each other. Yet you're coming demanding for my body. It's not happening. It's not happening. So you stab each other. Your body, you don't have libido because again you're depressed. Sometimes because they are always ready. Then you're asking them, the audacity that you have to even be ready, you are horny. You're horny for what? You don't have money. Why are you horny? Why are you horny? You don't have money. So there are such things that are happening in families. And at least me, I'm ready to talk about them and I don't care. You know, even if you judge me, even if you watch this video and say, oh, what not. But each and every family have their own struggles that they go through. A lot of struggles that people are not ready to talk about. But just know that these are things that are happening. So if you come to my channel and I talk about heavy topics and you feel like you don't want to talk about them, just find another channel to talk. Now people have started looking for me because they want services. So I need to go to work now, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Have a lovely one. Bye.